Two big NASCAR stories hit on the very same day, and both of them got messy fast. One driver pulled out his old race car as proof. The other one fired off a tweet that had the whole sport talking. Let's start with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Someone posted an old picture online from July 2010. It showed Dale Jr. winning the NASCAR Nationwide Series race at Daytona. Most fans saw the post and felt good about it. It was a happy memory. But one guy on X, going by the name at S1APS0S, didn't feel that way at all. He left a comment that got under a lot of people's skin. He wrote, "This MF was the most cheated up race car I had ever seen. He didn't even need the draft." Now, that's a serious thing to say. The guy was basically telling the world that Dale Jr.'s car was illegal, that his win wasn't real. And he said it on a day that made it sting even more. But we'll get to that part in a minute. Here's where it gets good. Most people would have argued back, maybe shared stats, maybe gotten angry. Dale Jr. didn't do any of that. Instead, he answered with one of the calmest, coolest replies you'll ever see. He told the guy, "I got it at my shop right now on a lift if you ever want to come over and show me what you're talking about." That right there is the whole story. Because here's the part most people don't even know. That number 3 Wrangler Chevrolet from the 2010 race? It's been sitting on a lift in Dale Jr.'s shop for 15 years, just sitting there, quietly. So when this guy on X said the car was cheated up, Dale Jr. basically said, "Come look at it yourself. Come prove it." And what did the guy do? He backed off almost right away. He took the accusation back. Dale Jr. didn't gloat. He just kept it light and said, "Well, now you gotta really come see it sometime." But to really get why this hit so hard, you have to understand what that 2010 win actually meant. Getting that car on the track in the first place was a huge deal. It took conversations between 4 people who don't always see eye to eye: Dale Jr. himself, Rick Hendrick, Richard Childress, and Teresa Earnhardt. Anyone who follows NASCAR knows there's a lot of history there, a lot of friction. Just getting them all on the same page took some real work. But they did it. And they did it for one reason: to honor Dale Earnhardt Sr. The car was painted in a retro design, made to look just like the Intimidator's famous black number 3 from his championship years, a direct tribute to his dad. And on the track, Dale Jr. had to fight off Joey Logano, who was right on his bumper at the end. Logano could have wrecked him to win. He didn't. Dale Jr. held him off and took the checkered flag. In Victory Lane that night, Jr. said something he almost never says in public. He talked about his father in a personal way. He said, "I never knew what I was going to get with Daddy. He was a loose cannon, but I think he'd be proud." Now here's the part about timing. That comment from the guy on X didn't just come out of nowhere. It came on Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s birthday. He would have turned 75 this year. So this random person decided that was the day to call Jr. a cheater. You can imagine how that landed. And it's not the first time Dale Jr.'s Daytona wins have gotten this kind of treatment. Back in July 2001, just 5 months after his father died at that same track, Dale Jr. won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. It was a fairy tale story. The whole sport was crying. And even then, some people online cried conspiracy, said the race was rigged. Dale Jr. was furious about it back then. He called that race the biggest moment of his career. And he said the accusations were a slap in the face, a slap to him, to his dad, and to his crew chief, Tony Eury. He said, "I never drove harder in my life." So when this new comment showed up on his dad's birthday, Jr. had every reason to be upset. But these days, he handles it differently. He's got a way of looking at it that keeps him steady. He talked about his dad's birthday recently and said something pretty simple. He said, "I enjoy this one, his birthday. It usually doesn't register for some reason. I see a lot of posts on social media. I think it's cool. Every day is a great day, right? Every day is a Dale Earnhardt day, not just a birthday. I see posts of Dad all the time, every day, all year, so it's just a little more on his birthday." Think about that for a second. When Dale Sr. died, Dale Jr. was only 26 years old. The whole weight of NASCAR landed on him, the whole future of the sport. He said himself that he couldn't really handle it back then, but he came out the other side of it, stronger, calmer. So an anonymous account on the internet trying to get a rise out of him? That's not going to work anymore. Now, let's get into the second story. because this one is a totally different kind of fire. Denny Hamlin went off on social media on the 1st of May 2026, and he didn't hold back one bit. To understand what he was so mad about, we need to back up a little. Earlier this year, Gibbs Racing filed a lawsuit, a big one. They sued their former competition director, a guy named Chris Earnhardt. JGR claimed that Earnhardt had what they called a brazen scheme to steal JGR's most sensitive information and use it for the benefit of a direct competitor in NASCAR Spire Motorsports. That's their wording. That's serious stuff. Earnhardt denied all of it. He said the lawsuit was spiteful. The case is still going. No trial date yet. Spire Motorsports has now also been named in the lawsuit. A judge said Earnhardt can work at Spire, but not doing the same kind of job he did at JGR. So things are moving, but slowly. Then Spire's co-owner, Jeff Dickerson, went on a podcast, the Athletics Gluckcast, and he started defending his team in a big way. He said, "It is tough sitting in court and being called a liar and a thief and a cheater, and every time that a judge has asked for any evidence, they have produced nothing." He kept going. He said, "We've done everything the right way. We have taken no shortcuts." And then he sent a warning right at JGR. He said, "I don't think they're going to beat us. They might win something, but I'll make sure they wish they hadn't." That set Denny Hamlin off, big time. Hamlin hopped on X that same night and let loose. His post said, "Yeah, okay, buddy. You hired someone who stole tens of millions worth of information, lied about communications y'all had after you deleted them, and now is getting paid double to work on your truck program? GTFO. What was it you called Richard again? Was it you who was leaking information after RTA calls?" There's a lot packed into that one tweet. He's saying Spire hired someone he believes stole millions in information. He's saying messages got deleted and lied about. He's saying Earnhardt is now making double the money. And then he brings up two more things. He brings up Richard, hinting that Dickerson said something nasty about somebody named Richard. And then he brings up the race team alliance, basically saying he thinks Dickerson was the one leaking info from those private team calls. So this fight isn't just about one guy and some files. It goes way deeper. It's about trust between teams, about what people say behind closed doors, about money and information and old grudges all mixed together. JGR still says their data got taken. Spire still says they never used anything that wasn't theirs. JGR is planning to update their complaint. There's no sign of a deal coming. And Spire driver Carson Hocevar keeps racing while all of this plays out in the background. Two stories. One day, one driver staying calm with a car on a lift, the other one going scorched earth on social media. Both of them showing that in NASCAR, the stuff happening off the track can get just as loud as anything on it.